Come on in, grab a seat where you can. We're happy to have you. We've got some up front, some on the side. Come on in and join us. Happy New Year. We are so glad to have all of you here with us this evening. We have a lot of recognition we want to take care of, and we like to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, so we'll ask Gary Harris if he will come forward and lead us in the pledge.
Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. As we take a moment for just a minute of silence, I will ask, you may notice that our city manager, David Ridpath, is not with us this evening. Please keep him and his family in your thoughts and your prayers. Please take a moment to use this for silent reflection or prayer or however you choose to prepare for our meeting. Now, we have a lot that we're going to get to this evening. We do have some wonderful proclamations recognizing our outstanding Bobcats in this community and their families and all the people who help support them and make things happen. We have a lot of wonderful things we're going to get to as part of that, but we always take this portion of our meeting for citizen comments on public matters. So if someone does have something they'd like to share, we ask that you come forward. Please use the microphone, state your name for the record, and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. We will open the floor for citizen comments.
Hello, my name is Carol Andrews. I live at 2001 Preston Street. I just want to make a comment about the recent real estate assessment that we got in the mail. And first of all, let me say that I didn't read it like I should and did not see that the cutoff date for an appeal was December the 6th. However, by the time I got it in the mail, it was 2 weeks. It was right before Thanksgiving. It was 2 weeks. And I feel like we need a little bit more time, possibly through January, because if I'm not mistaken, council doesn't make the decision on what percentage of the assessment is between what in your budget between April, somewhere in April and June, if I'm not mistaken, that the sheet said. I just feel like the citizens of Radford need a little bit more time during the holidays to process everything and to have time to make an appeal if they want to make an appeal. So I really feel like we should maybe head through this week in January. I mean, I know it's a lot of work once you have to have the meetings and then you have to go back and if you do change it to reassess it. But I feel like the citizens, and I'm taking the blame for me because I'm a teacher and I should have read the directions, but also, I feel like we need a little bit more time, especially during the holidays. So I just wanted to voice my concern about that. I don't know if anything will change now, but maybe in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other citizen comments for the public record this evening? All right, we will go on and we will close the floor for that portion of the meeting. This has been an exciting year. And we are proud to start a new tradition here at our city council meetings at the first meeting of the year, looking back at the previous year with all of the state level recognitions and awards. And we thought there's been so much positive stuff this year, culminating with a state championship for our football team, that this would be a great way to recognize the work that our Bobcats have done, but also their families and the entire community, and to say thank you so much to everybody. So we're going to begin with a proclamation. I'll turn the floor over to Mrs. Foster.
City of Radford Proclamation, Radford High School Football Team. Whereas the RHS football team showed grit, determination, and perseverance while competing throughout the football season, and whereas the team had an undefeated season, finishing 15-0 and claiming the state title, and whereas the team was also the Three Rivers District Champion and the Region 2C Champion, and whereas the RHS football team was second in the state in passing yards, fifth in the state in touchdowns, and fifth in the state in scoring. And whereas numerous players on the team earned accolades at district, region, and state level, including quarterback Landon Clark, Class II Offensive Player of the Year, and linebacker Charlie Davis, Class II Defensive Player of the Year. And whereas Coach Chris was named Class II Coach of the Year after guiding Radford to a perfect 15-0 season for the first time in 51 years. And whereas, that's impressive. Whereas Coach Chris was named, I did that. Want to hear it again? Perfect 15-0 season for the first time in 51 years.
There you go.
That's worth repeating, right? Yeah, that's worth repeating. Okay. Whereas the Bobcat football team earned Radford High School's first state title since 1972 and become the Virginia High School League Class II state champions. Now, therefore, the mayor and council of the city of Radford do hereby proclaim the month of January 2024 to be Bobcat Football Month. All right. Bear with me, just a couple more sentences. We call upon the citizens of Radford, this is not going to be hard, to honor, celebrate, and commend these young men and their coaches for an outstanding season. Mayor, council, I would like to make the recommendation that we accept this proclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats.
All right, let's hear it for these Bobcats. Let me get you all to come right down here. Come right this way. We get you all lined up. It's a big crowd. That's a good thing. We love it. Exciting year, very exciting year, and we are so thrilled. The football state championship was the exclamation point on an outstanding year, and we have several additional proclamations that we want to read. But we're going to go a little bit out of order from what we've talked about and actually go to our next resolution, which is the Big Al Hall Service Above Self Citizenship Award. It is related to what we just talked about, and the Vice Mayor is going to tell you a little bit more about that. But just briefly, Big Al Hall was one of the biggest Bobcat supporters and would have been one of the happiest people on this day. So it is very fitting that we present this award in conjunction with what we've done with the football team. Seth?
All right. Whereas the City of Radford honors Robert Allen Big Hall with the Humanitarian Service Above Self Citizenship Award, and whereas this award recognizes unsung heroes that contribute to make the City of Radford a better place, and whereas a humanitarian is recognized as one who extends benevolence and kindness by putting others before oneself, and whereas the City of Radford wishes to recognize and honor Deborah Effler Taylor for her dedication and service to supporting and sharing the games and activities of the Radford High School Bobcats football team. And whereas Deborah faithfully utilized social media to share video of games home and away for the Bobcats in heat, cold, rain, and more. Whereas Deborah exhibited the Bobcat spirit in the Big Al held dear, for which he was the greatest advocate. And whereas Deborah's efforts helped connect the entire Radford community, both within the city and beyond our borders, to the thrilling, undefeated state championship 2023 football season. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City of Radford Council does hereby honor Deborah Effler Taylor for her dedication and service by presenting her with the Robert Allen Big Al Hall Humanitarian Service Above Self Citizenship Award. Council, I'd like to make a motion that we accept this proclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. All in favor, say go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats.
Deborah, come on down, please. So we'll be centered. Here we go. There we go. So it looks good. We all support each other. And I know that this group of people has supported this group of people all football season, and this group of people has supported this group of people all throughout the year. So we are going to celebrate some more championships here in just a second.
It's hard to be winners, isn't it? Just hard.
We have some exciting things to share, and I'm going to ask Kelly if she will talk a little bit about our forensics team and the individuals as part of that group.
City of Radford Proclamation, Radford High School Forensics. Whereas the Radford High School Forensics team members participated in the state competition on March 25th, 2023, and achieved the championship at that event. And whereas the Radford High School Forensics team members showed incredible determination, flexibility, and persistence in preparing performances and participating in competitions. And whereas forensics is competitive acting and public speaking and serves to elevate and amplify student voices in our community. And whereas, in addition to the overall team success, individual members of the Radford High School Forensics team achieved personal state championships in the areas of humorous interpretation, James Reif, poetry, Aaron Wilson,
We can clap for each one, that's good.
Amity Scott. Serious duo, Catherine Wojnski and William Johnson. Serious interpretation, Ashanti White. And storytelling, Summer Fisher. And whereas the ultimate goal of forensic events is to provide students with an opportunity to develop confidence in their ability to communicate ideas and points of view. And whereas the Radford High School Forensics Program has worked hard for years to help students develop and succeed. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of Radford, Virginia, do hereby offer the highest congratulations to the 2023 Radford High School Forensics team members and coaches for this distinguished accomplishment of earning back-to-back the 2A Virginia State Championships in Forensics in the years 2022 and 2023, making the City of Radford very, very proud. Council, I would like to make a motion to accept this proclamation.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say go Bobcats.
Go
Bobcats.
Bobcats.
Forensics folks, come on down. Let's squeeze in a little bit like we like each other, and we'll all get the picture together. Let's hear it for these two. We know we are outstanding in so many different ways, and one of the ways that we're really outstanding is in how we document how great Bobcat Nation really is. And so let's talk a little bit about that yearbook. Bobby?
Thank you. City of Radford Proclamation, Radford High School Yearbook. Whereas the Radford School Yearbook, known as the Oak Leaf, has been a tradition for Bobcats for decades, documenting the events and people at Radford High School. And whereas the Oak Leaf Yearbook is a labor of love to develop, edit, and publish. And whereas the diligent efforts of the students and staff who record the activities and lives of the Radford High School Bobcats are much appreciated by the community within Radford City Public Schools and the City of Radford. And whereas this record of the history of our Bobcats is a treasured memento for thousands of current and former Bobcats, whereas the Radford High School Leaf Yearbook team has worked hard for years to help students develop and succeed, resulting in the program being recognized as a VHSL Trophy Class Yearbook for many years. And once again, in 2023, the equivalency of a state championship. Now, therefore, we, the City of Radford, Virginia, do hereby offer the highest congratulations to the 2023 High School Oak Yearbook team members and staff for this distinguished and accomplishment of being named VHSL Trophy Class Yearbook for 2023, making the City of Radford very proud. I would like to make a motion to approve this proclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. All in favor say go Bobcats. Go Bobcats. Do we have some folks here from the yearbook today that can come on down? Come on down. We'll meet you down there. Squeeze and scoot that way just a little bit, right? How we looking? Great job. We have known for many years we have an outstanding track and field program, both indoor and outdoor, and we're going to talk a little bit about a couple state championships within that area. Seth?
City of Radford proclamation, Radford High School indoor track. Whereas Radford High School has long enjoyed great success in track and field events in the VHSL for both indoor and outdoor sports. And whereas the Radford High School track team members and coaches continue to work diligently to compete and improve. And whereas in outdoor track in the long jump event, Parker Prelude achieved an individual state championship in 2023. And whereas in indoor track in the long jump event, David Woodard achieved an individual state championship in 2023. Now therefore, we, the City Council of Radford, Virginia, do hereby offer the highest congratulations to the 2023 Radford High School indoor and outdoor track team members and coaches, and to Parker Prelude and David Woodard for these distinguished accomplishments, making the City of Radford very proud. Council, I'd like to make a motion that we accept this proclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. All in favor say go Bobcats.
Go Bobcats.
Parker and David, are you all here with us this evening? Coach, come on down. Now, we know our Bobcats can swim, and we want to recognize some accomplishments with our swim and dive team. So, Kelly?
City of Radford proclamation, Radford High School swim and dive. Whereas the Radford High School swim and dive team members participated in many events in 2023, including the state competition. And whereas the Radford High School swim and dive team members showed incredible determination, flexibility, and persistence in practice and participating in competitions. And whereas many of our Bobcat swim and dive team members achieved an individual state championship, including 200-meter medley relay, Trent Hollinsworth, Graham Menarek, Greg Vinson, and Ian Mayer. 200-meter individual medley, Trent Hollinsworth. 50-meter freestyle, Evie Grimm. Girls diving, Tommy Bloomer. 100-meter fly stroke, Toddy Berneri. Sorry if I'm not saying these correctly. 100-meter free stroke, Evie Grimm. 200-meter free relay, Graham Menarek, Ian Mayer, Greg Vinson, and Trent Hollinsworth. And the 100-meter breaststroke, Trent Hollinsworth, which was also a 2A, 1A meet record. And whereas the Radford High School Swim and Dive Team program has worked hard for years to help students develop and succeed. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of Radford, Virginia, do hereby offer the highest congratulations to the 2023 Radford High School Swim and Dive Team members and coaches for these distinguished accomplishments, making the City of Radford very, very proud. Council, I would like to make a motion to accept this proclamation.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor say go Bobcats.
Go
Bobcats.
Bobcats.
Let's have our swim and dive team come down, those representatives and coaches. These cats can swim. I want to thank you all for being so patient as we've worked through this. We have one more we have to do, and it is about the best band in the land. Proclamation for the Radford High School Marching Band. Whereas the Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band has long been a point of pride for the city of Radford with both individual and team successes at competitions for many years. And whereas at the William Fleming Band Competition in 2023, the Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band received first place for marching, percussion, and auxiliary for the color guard in Class 2A, as well as Class A, 2A Band of the Day. And whereas at the George Wythe Band Festival in 2023, the Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band received first place for percussion, music, general effect, and was named Class 2A champion, as well as Class A, 2A Band of the Day, receiving the highest score out of all 22 bands in classes. And whereas at the Cavalier Classic Festival in 2023, the Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band received first place color guard, music, marching, general effect, and was named champion. And whereas at the Cougar Classic Competition in 2023, the Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band received first place, color guard, percussion, music, marching, general effect, and was named Class 2A champion, as well as Class A, 2A Band of the Day. And whereas these accomplishments are spectacular and represent the equivalency of a state championship for the Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band. Now, therefore, we, the City Council of Radford, Virginia, do hereby offer the highest congratulations to the 2023 Radford High School Regiment Bobcat Marching Band, the band director, staff, and support team for these distinguished accomplishments, making the City of Radford very proud. Let's hear it for those Bobcats. I'd like to make a motion that we adopt this proclamation. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. All in favor say, go Bobcats. Go Bobcats. Band members, come on down. All right, we're going to have to get everybody to squeeze So I think this is a pretty good new tradition that we've started. What do you all think? Do this again next year? All right. I will say, you know, our students have done an amazing job. The coaches have done an amazing job. The staff has done an amazing job. But it takes the parents, the families, the friends, all the support team. Let's give everybody who's supported all these wonderful Bobcats a giant round of applause. We are truly proud of the Bobcat Nation, and all I can say to finish up is go Radford. So thank you all very much. We're going to move on with the rest of our meeting. I'm not sure if you all want to stay, but you are welcome to. If you would like to go, you may go at this point in time, but thank you all so much for coming out. Oh, we figured, yeah. Hey, thank you, Coach.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you, my friend.
I clean up every now and then. Good to see you, buddy.
Mine's our trip, so I feel you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. You look good. You need a Bobcat. We need a Radford version, right? That's good. I like it. Check with the university, too. They have a hockey club. Yeah. We'll have to fix it. There we go. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, I want to wear it. I will.
Sorry.
I like his shirt.
We are so glad everybody came out tonight. You are welcome to stay and join us for the rest of our meeting if you'd like to. You're fine. It's a little warm in here.
Go.
Wonderful. We are so proud of all of our Bobcats and proud of this entire community, and it is wonderful. Thank you to the school board for being here this evening. We appreciate all of you all as well. Now, we did have next on our agenda for our brand new superintendent, Dr. Adam Joyce, who was introduced just a few weeks ago to join us. He is at a conference for superintendents, so we'll put that off till next time and be excited to have him here then. So moving further on with business, we do have some old business. It is a second reading of the resolution for the Radford Economic Development Incentive Program. Before I read anything about that, this matter involves a performance agreement with the RUF Hotel Land LLC. This is subject to approval by City Council. The RUF Hotel Land LLC is the owner of the real property where the Highlander Hotel is located. I've been advised that Radford University loaned the RUF Hotel Land LLC $2 million to support the construction of the hotel. I am employed by the university and receive a salary of more than $5,000 annually. Due to the fact that the approval of the performance agreement may directly or indirectly affect the RUF Hotel Land LLC's ability to repay the loan to the university, I have a personal interest in the matter. I am, however, a member of a business, profession, occupation, or group that may be affected by council's decision, and therefore am able to participate pursuant to sections 2.2-3112B1 and 2.2-3115H of the Virginia Conflicts of Interest Act. I am also able to participate in this matter fairly, objectively, and in the public interest. Seth?
My CPA firm, Darrell Gillespie CPA, we handled the RU Foundation's payroll, so I will be abstaining from this vote.
It's also my intention to abstain. Do we have any further discussion regarding the READY program? Questions, comments? Okay, we do need to do a second reading, so this is officially the second reading of the incentive agreement. Jenny, would you call the roll? Abstain. All right, thank you all very much. We are looking at some vacations of right-of-way. Are we going to put those up on the screen? Give us just a second. I'll talk about it. There's several unopened and unimproved right-of-ways existing on the property known as Prospect Hill. Vacation is needed on several of the excess right-of-ways to help make the property more marketable for development. Jenny has put this up on the screen, and you can see the entire property. You can see a little bit about the right-of-ways. It's for unimproved sections of Oakland Avenue, Elmwood Street, and Prospect Avenue. So what we did is a public hearing was held on December 11th. No comments or objections came from the community. We also appointed a board of viewers. They reviewed the vacation requests on January 2nd and submitted to us that they found no inconvenience or that no public need would be needed for those right-of-ways. So we have two things we need to do tonight. First, I'm going to open up the floor for questions if anybody has any questions, but we need to make a motion to receive the report of the board of viewers, and then ultimately, if we decide to move forward, we authorize the city attorney to draft an ordinance. So first of all, does anybody have any questions, concerns, or comments? Okay. I will just say this is an ongoing process. This is one component of it. There will be many more components as we go through. Do we have a motion to receive the report of the Board of Viewers this evening?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. And we need to make a motion to authorize the city attorney to draft an ordinance. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
A motion and a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Well, Carol, I am glad that you are still here this evening because our next subject matter is going to be to talk about the Board of Equalization. So whenever we work to complete the reassessments of the real estate, we do this every 4 years, and as a part of the process, we do appoint a Board of Equalization, which looks at the overall value, looks at all the pieces of property, and helps us if there are any appeals that need to take place and move forward from there. We are required to recommend 3 to 5 member board consisting of a realtor, and this has to be considered and appointed by the circuit court judge. So what we do is we make the recommendation from here, it goes to the circuit court judge, and they will make the ultimate appointee. We've talked with the Commissioner of Revenue, and she's spoken to several people about appointments. Larry Humphrey, Mandy Martin, Mike Johnston, and Terry McCraw to serve as an alternate. Larry Humphrey has served in the last reassessment. He brings a lot of experience and a real estate background. We do have compensation as part of this. These folks will be compensated at a recommended $40 an hour, and we already have that in the budget as part of this process. So, as part of this Board of Equalization, first and foremost, Council, do we have any questions or concerns about what we're doing or the recommendation of the Commissioner of Revenue and what we have in front of us? Hearing none, do we have a motion to appoint the 3-member Board of Equalization with Larry Humphrey, Mandy Martin, and Mike Johnston, with Terry McCraw serving? You want me to read the whole resolution? That sounds fine. Do we have a motion to approve the resolution that's in the packet?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. That's fine. We have some wonderful appropriations. So anytime we receive grants or additional money, we have to appropriate that because that was not already planned for in the budget for the city. We've received a grant in the amount of $12,513 from the Virginia DEQ, Department of Environmental Quality, for this fiscal year. The funds are used to support litter prevention and recycling. As you know, we spend quite a good deal of effort for our recycling, both out at Park Road and up behind the Recreation Center. It also allows us to conduct our Adopt a Spot program and then promotion of environmentally friendly activities and education. we don't have to match this, which is very good. No match at all. Yep. Previously, we had $8,851, so that's a very good thing. Council members, do we have a motion to approve this appropriation ordinance 1787.21 in the amount of $12,513?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Having heard 4 affirmative votes, we can dispense with a second reading if so desired. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We also have a wonderful grant in the amount of $7,500 from the Virginia Department of Emergency Management. These funds will be used to replace the screens and monitors in the Emergency Operations Center, which will help improve our staff's capability and quality. A match is required, but we're going to be able to do this with money that's already programmed in the budget for salaries and training. So as such, we would like to consider a motion to approve appropriation ordinance 1787.22. Do we have a motion to do so?
So moved.
A motion. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Having heard 4 affirmative votes, we can dispense with a second reading if so desired. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and a real exciting one for all of us sitting up here. We've been working for the last few years on what is now known as the West Radford Commerce Park. This is the oldest foundry site that is in Radford that the city recently acquired. We received a grant from the Virginia Department of Environmental Quality in the amount of $50,000. It's for follow-up engineering evaluation and the associated report required by DEQ on the 80-plus acre site. This is the second of 2 appropriations for engineering services. The other was approved a year ago, just about, February 27th, 2023, for $50,000. Council, do we have a motion to approve appropriation ordinance 1787.23?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? We can dispense with a second reading, having heard 4 affirmative votes. Do we have a motion to do so?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Mr. Ridpath is unable to be with us this evening. He did share a few notes with us, all of us on council this evening, just some things for us to think about, and I wanted to share those with those of you that are here and those that may be online. We always work on the audit for the previous year in January as we prepare for the budget for next year. So the fiscal year 2023, which ended this past June, the audit is being finalized with plans for a presentation to City Council at our next meeting. We invite all of you to come out if you want to learn more about the budgeting process. That will be 2 weeks from tonight. And the first 6 months of the fiscal year is concluded. Our revenues are on target with what was projected. All bills are paid, and they are current, including our debt service. So we do have debt service on a number of properties here in Radford, primarily with the schools. David is pleased to report a positive fund balance. So we are moving in a very positive direction with the first 6 months of the fiscal year concluded. It is projected that the rest of the budget year should be on target and that we should be able to continue to move right along through the budget. Bang the Table, which is a platform for community information that we have used for the Main Street project and to talk a little bit about the future of the city of Radford, will be updated and will be available on the website later this week. This is something that's being supported by the New River Valley Regional Commission, and this is a great way to get information about what's going on with the community, who has made what statements based on what they think of the projects, where the general sentiment is, and how we're moving forward. So check that out. That'll be featured on the website. We'll probably put something out on social media that it's available once the update is there. One of the pieces we've been working on for quite some time is talking about homelessness, the need for support for so many people. We had a report earlier last fall from our Chief of Police, Jerry Holdaway. We're going to ask him to come forward and talk a little bit about some of the efforts, because this is primarily a community policing event, as well as looking at what we're able to offer as a community in support and helping move forward. So, Chief, the floor is yours.
sir. I certainly appreciate the opportunity to highlight what we've done. The last time I spoke to you guys, we had implemented the resource guide. We are continually analyzing and looking at the available resources in an organization for those people that are in need. I guess one of the things that really I want to drive home to you guys, we have such a great police department, the men and women that work here. I came in Saturday afternoon, and there was this unfortunate circumstances where there was a homeless man in our lobby. And one of our police officers purchased this man's dinner, and then after working a 12-hour shift, drove him to the Roanoke Mission. So it truly is a community effort, and our guys are, definitely exemplary performers at making sure that our people are taken care of regardless of the circumstances. But we've continued to partnership with some of the local stakeholders, even, social services, churches. We're looking at some stuff from the state level. This month we do what's called our pit count, and that's an actual opportunity where we go back out and try to seek those that are homeless. The issue that we face here in Radford is that's not really a reflective number of what we see in the summertime versus some of the stuff that we're seeing in the wintertime. So, I'm definitely a proponent of a strategic plan to be implemented that kind of starts pushing some stuff another direction. The last time we spoke, there was some mention about signage in two of our specific areas that we have a problem. And then we're looking at some of the things that we're dealing with in the park. Some of the primary concerns that we deal with is we have to be very careful about the First Amendment constitutional violations. The largest police department in the state of Virginia has pretty much said they're not enforcing some of this aggressive solicitation code sections or ordinances. And then we have a neighboring county that's very much changing ordinance and are seeking some alternative solutions. So this is kind of where we're at. Definitely, it's something we worked on. We work on with our community engagement unit, the Chiefs Advisory Panel. It's their project that we're working towards. And I really would like to get something spearheaded in the right direction before we see this reoccurring problem start back again in the spring and the summer months.
Thank you, Chief. Council members, you all have any questions?
I had just was wondering, I know we had discussed maybe in the couple of areas where we do see the solicitation occurring, we're worried about everyone's safety in these locations, and we certainly don't want you to be in a position to be punitive to those that are struggling so much, but we also want to make sure that they're aware and the community members are aware that there are services available. So I know one of the ideas that we had talked about was putting signs in those areas saying that, if you are in need of assistance and services, here's, a location and a phone number, maybe to have a board of contact. And so that would allow those folks who keep returning to that spot to know that there are larger resources available. And also, I think for the citizens who are traveling to understand that there are resources available and maybe stopping traffic. I know I've seen a couple incidents that I thought were extremely dangerous to everybody involved. Again, do you think that that sort of approach starting out would be helpful?
I definitely think it's helpful, and part of the issue that we look at from an enforcement standpoint is that Charlottesville had a very similar ordinance to our ordinance, and the issue and the direction that it took was after they charged several people, they ended up getting sued civilly and settled out of court. And the whole part of they had to prove that it was a public safety issue. And if there's no public safety issue, then the ordinance is not a valid ordinance.
But I'm just saying a sign stating there are resources available, not suggesting that you go out there and do anything specific in that instance, but that the folks who are standing there and soliciting sees that there's resources and how to reach them, and then the people who are approaching them also understand that there's some resources.
Absolutely. I think it's twofold, right? We provide resources to those that are in their needs, but the educational prong or aspect of it to let others know that there are opportunities out there, and that sometimes, the idea of that people are getting scammed out of money and other things is very much a valid concern when we are encountering some of these people.
What might be an interesting approach too, I was giving this some thought. Actually, I've had several concerned citizens approach me and we've had great discussions about it. But I mean, I think also I know the prior council, we talked about coming up with a list that is a little bit more comprehensive of what, we have churches doing things, we have folks all over the community, organizations, and it really is right now just a little bit here and a little bit there, but we don't have that real comprehensive picture of all what's available. But I thought also what might be nice in that sign is also where people who want to donate or volunteer, a number they can call too. So there's a little bit of a, maybe a warehouse where they can call in and here are the organizations that you might be able to either donate to, what they need, as well as volunteer opportunity.
Absolutely, and our resource guide ended up being about 6 pages long, and it's everything from clothing banks, food banks, to churches, mission, you know, every aspect of what they are in need of services, some form or platform to get that, you know, those needs to those people.
Are you finding gaps in that?
The problem we had Saturday night was that, you know, it's 7 o'clock on a Saturday night, and you've got resources that are only available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And so the mission in Roanoke, if you don't show up by a certain time, then you're not going to have an opportunity to stay there. And then the whole problem with the bus system is you can ride a bus from Radford to Christiansburg, then you have to walk to the Hobby Lobby and get on another bus, and you need $4 to get to Roanoke. Well, if you don't make that last bus, you're not going to make it to Roanoke.
Right.
And so those are some of the limitations that we see. You know, we don't have warming shelters. We don't have overnight homeless shelters that are a constant here in the city. And so that's the problem we run into, is that the availability of some of these resources is changing daily with the amount of calls or amount of issues that these organizations are being asked or tasked with performing.
You had mentioned too that one of the challenges was it appears that a lot of what we're seeing, there tends to be a few more services available for women with children and perhaps even our veterans, but you're seeing a larger proportion being men in general.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you finding gaps here just when it comes to those services still too?
Yes, ma'am.
And that list that you have, will you be making that available to council? I would love to see that, and also in the community, you know, to maybe even have it on our government side, and as well, maybe distribute among those organizations and churches so they also can cross-reference one another.
Absolutely, and the issue that we face is it's forever changing. You know, it's a constant
Sure.
organization of what's available this month versus next month, but yes,
Well,
absolutely.
and I would be more than happy, just as a citizen, not even a council member, but if there's ever anything that I can do, any volunteering or getting out and handing things out or making any contacts, I'd be more than willing to do that.
Absolutely.
Well, and I'd like to point out on what Ms. Foster said. I think we have a lot of wonderful organizations in this community doing a whole lot for folks. And one of the things we've talked about is maybe bringing all of them in, very similar to what we did tonight with our high school students, and actually getting them all together so they can talk, that they can share with us if there are any concerns, but also we can better showcase and thank them for everything they're doing. So that's something maybe later this spring that we can work on as well. Chief, what I'd like to do if we can, and I will ask, are there any other questions or comments? Okay. Bobby?
Yeah, I'm just curious. So it sounds like we need more shelters. But, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, listening to you talk, it sounds like we need more shelters. But if you have more shelters, then you can have more problems too. You start attracting probably more homeless people, I would imagine.
So, yes, sir, we've never had a permanent homeless shelter in the city, but I can attest to times when I've seen churches open up their doors that people that are normally not here, typically in the city of Radford, manage to find their way. Much like the issues that we deal with in the summertime with camping on the river, you know, a lot of these people are, I would say the vast majority of them are not Radford residents that are living on the river. They're people that come really from all over the state that come down here and, you know, enjoy some of our fine recreation and resources that we have.
So having said that, so what do you feel like the biggest opportunities are that you're facing?
Or the biggest challenges that we
Yeah,
face?
the biggest challenges
So
that you have.
when we have these calls for service, we typically, or we look at the primary reason for a call. If it's a criminal offense, we handle it criminally.
Right.
And then the second part of that is typically mental health issues or substance abuse issues are there. If these 3 criteria are not met, it's not a lot that we can do. And that's the whole model of let's provide resources that are typically not given at the local level to some of these people to help them out. You know, we're getting complaints about people in the park or, you know, begging for money out on the streets. Well, it's not illegal. In fact, you know, it's been ruled unconstitutional in certain localities. So what we're doing is trying to address it from a societal approach that we can't write all these tickets or arrest all these people out of here, but we want to give them the resources that they need, to include, if it's a mental health or substance abuse, we send them in the right direction. But if they're criminals and have committed crimes, then we deal with it as if we would any other call for service that has a crime attached to it.
Right, I understand. Okay, good, thank you.
I know that your numbers are skewed from the summertime when it's warm to the winter, but this winter compared to last winter, would you say it's comparable? Are we seeing a rise, or are we about the same?
I would really hate to say, just because I don't have the analytics, and the weather change is different this year than it did last year.
Right.
What I can say is that when I run at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, right now, I'm not seeing what I was seeing in August or September that's out on our streets.
Right.
And that's just my personal perspective of what is coming and going.
Right. And one of the biggest things for the people that have reached out to me and asked this question is a lot of people genuinely do want to help them with the resources and help them find their path and point them in that direction. And, you know, they're also asking, has there been a spike in crime, or have you noticed anything that's directly related to the homeless population? And, I didn't know that answer, but I know that that's just something that you guys have been dealing with. And
I can say that we're not seeing crime trends increase because of the homelessness population. Our mental health calls have continually grown, but I think that attributes to the fact that we have a mental health facility 2 blocks away from here, and that's kind of expected when those businesses or organizations come in your community. You can expect some of that to come along with it. But there's no crime trend that's associated with the homelessness or any concern that we face as an agency that specifically deals with the homelessness and criminal acts.
awesome. Well, I appreciate the approach you guys are taking and all your officers and all the work you guys are doing. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You have anything?
No, everybody asked all the questions that I had, so
Well,
I appreciate you guys being diligent with it.
Thank you, Chief. One of the things I'd like to do is for us to revisit this over the next few weeks and continue to talk about what we can do. First and foremost, I think we can look at some other communities' signage and see what's there, and I know Chief has been trying to help us with that. The other thing I'd like to do, and Seth, you're our representative on the Rec Commission, is maybe pull in the Rec Commission for a work session. We've got some things over the next 3 weeks, so it may have to be February, but for us to talk about what would be appropriate for park language and utilization. What we don't want to do is kill a gnat with a sledgehammer in this, that we're overreacting and we make it difficult for people to use the resources. We want to address it appropriately and to go from there and remove as much hyperbole as we can. So if we can do that, I think that would be helpful. And just to continue this discussion, but Chief, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
And again, thank you for all the hard work. Before you leave, I wanted to say tomorrow, I believe, is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Is that correct? I think it's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
I have no idea. I apologize.
It is because it was
I've been pretty
January
busy.
9th last year, so we'll say it is. I just want to thank you for your efforts and thank you to your entire team for all the efforts that they make on behalf of the citizens of the city. And I want to encourage everyone to say thank you when you see one of our officers, because they really do work hard to protect and serve this community. So thank you, Chief.
And before you go, just as an action statement, and congratulations, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
And on top of that, do you think by the next meeting, because I really like, kind of words of action with this, could you give us some ideas on some signage that other communities are using, just so we can kind of see what that looks like?
Absolutely. I've explored, in our community engagement units, explored standards across the state. And I can tell you we looked New River Valley, Roanoke Valley, and even some Northern Virginia stuff. So we have all that documented. And I'll actually provide that with the homelessness resource guide this afternoon when I leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I have one more note from David before we go. Christmas tree collection is underway. So if you've taken your tree down now that the Epiphany is over, now that the 12th day of Christmas is over, you can put it out by the curb, and this runs until February the 2nd. So solid waste will collect your Christmas tree. And the nice part is we recycle them. So they help make our city beautiful in other ways through mulch and other protection for the city. Okay, council members, what do you have? Bobby, we're coming to you first.
Okay. Just want to just remember everybody in prayer in relation to the, getting back to the homeless people that are out there. Also, bringing pets in with it being so cold out. It's been in the, low 20s, well, actually mid-teens. Just remember to bring the pets in. And also, prayers go out to Dave and his family. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Radford at all the proclamations. I'm not going to get involved naming everything, but you know, it's good to live in a town where we have a lot of people that are committed to excellence in in all kinds of activities. So that says a lot for the community, and that's pretty much all I have.
Seth, what do you have?
Yeah, I would like to follow up by one, congratulating everyone that we've honored today. Radford's full of accomplishments, and it's always a good day when we're able to celebrate those. So proud of all of our Bobcats, and also wanted to mention that I'm happy. I was talking to Greg Holbrook, our director at the Radford Recreation Department today, and we're in the process of taking the bleachers from the old stadium, and we're having those repurposed. And as of today, we have them installed at Veterans and John Dobbins Field, and they're working on Hodge and hopeful that that'll be done by Saturday. So I think it's a great piece. We were able to save some of Bobcat history, repurpose it for our fields around the city. To stay competitive and to enhance our fields and to be able to incorporate some of this history, I think was a real win for the city. I want to thank everybody that helped with that. Chris Calfee and the school board, I know you guys worked, and I appreciate your help with that, and city council and city staff, and Greg Holbrook really worked hard. And I want to thank also Thomas and Linton for donating those. That's just it's a nice gesture, and I think it's really going to help our park. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Also, I'm glad we talked about the West Commerce Park. I've had a lot of people ask me about that, so we're excited about that. We are kind of waiting on some DEQ reports and to cross the T's and dot the I's, and then we'll be turning that over to the EDA and working closely with them. We're excited about that, hoping to get some industry and some things that will consume energy, hopefully, and create some jobs, and real hopeful for that place. It could be a big thing for Radford, and I know that we're all working hard towards that. Football team, they're gone, but I saw a shirt that that I think we can all get behind, and that was Clark Knipe 2024. So I like that shirt. I'm gonna have to get one. Gary Harris had one, but they'd have my vote. So congratulations to everybody that we recognize tonight, and I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year, and looking forward to 2024.
Thanks,
That's all I
Seth.
got.
What do you have, Jesse?
Yes, my moment of silence was dedicated to our veteran, Howard L. Wilson, this evening. And I just wanted to bring to the council's attention, I got an email from Sheriff Armentrout about a situation that he's concerned about. And I'm just going to read you very quickly what he sent me. We did have a discussion afterwards, and then what I would suggest is that we maybe bring him in our next meeting if he's available, and he can do a quick presentation to us. But his concern is, in 2013, Radford City Ordinance 70.35-70.40, they were repealed when City Council was redoing the urban archery ordinances. The new ordinances were adopted, and the provisions regarding discharge of a firearm in the city limits was inadvertently left out of the new ordinance. This is his words. It's, in my opinion, a new ordinance needs to be adopted that addresses discharge of a firearm in the city. There could be some exemptions, such as self-defense, rabid animal control, etc., but in general, for recreational shooting, target practice, and hunting, it should not be allowed. Thank you, Sheriff Mark Armentrout. So this has been a concern. I think he said he's brought it up over the years, but he's kind of asked me if we could tackle it. So I would suggest that we bring him in and get more information if council would like to.
Chief,
do
I'm going to
so.
ask you to put this one on your plate too, if you'll take a look at it and see what's appropriate with some of our neighbors as well. Thank you.
And just the last thing, we did receive an email where there is a council representative needed for the Community Criminal Justice Board, and I am willing to volunteer. That certainly is an interest of mine if that suits council.
Sounds good to me. Okay.
Anyone want to arm wrestle for it, or no? You win. Yep, thank you, but I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. And I did just receive a report from the jail, and I will get that out to everyone as well.
Thank you much. Kelly, what do you have this evening?
I don't have a whole lot. Congratulations to all the Bobcats. I'm sorry if I mispronounced anybody's name. I live in that world, being last name Artrip, so I hope I got everybody right. We have a lot to be thankful for and be appreciative for. We are a great city. Thank you for the police department's hard work in making sure we all stay safe and everybody gets the help that they need. Thank you to the school board. I'm very excited for things to come this year and for you guys working so hard to get the stadium done and safe for everyone. I love the idea of repurposing the bleachers and keeping those memories alive for years to come. So that's a great idea. I'm glad to see that's happening. And I wish everyone a healthy and a happy new year. My dad always encouraged everyone he met to take the time out for the little things because sometimes you look back and realize that those were the big things. So I encourage everybody to take a breath and enjoy every day.
Thank you, Kelly. And I'll say ditto to everything everyone has said with that. Happy New Year to everybody. I wanted to start this new year by saying thank you. Thank you to my fellow members of council. Thank you to our staff. Thank you to our school board. Thank you to all of our people in the Radford City Public Schools, our teachers, our volunteers, all the people who help make this community go every day. It takes a huge effort to really make this community a success. And we are so thankful for everyone who puts forth an effort. And take a moment in your new year to think about all the people who impact your life and your world and say a big thank you to everybody. As I said, I believe tomorrow is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so thank you to our chief and to our Radford City Police Department. They do a wonderful, wonderful job. I also want to say thank you to our Radford City Fire and EMS crew. They're all kinds of amazing in every way, shape, and form. They do have something special going on this Saturday, and I wanted to bring this up to everybody. If you can be a part of it, please do. Local firefighter Jeremy Compton is facing cancer, and he and his family are working to manage all of this. As you can imagine, it's quite a lot. There's a benefit breakfast on Saturday, this Saturday, January the 13th, from 8 a.m. to noon at the fire department at Wadsworth Street. So if you can come out and be a part of that, it's $7 per plate, and all the proceeds go to help Jeremy and his family. And that's a wonderful event that the Fire and EMS is putting on, so that's something really special. And Radford comes together as a community. You know, we say Bobcat Nation, and it really is the Radford community, both physically here in the city of Radford, but also the Bobcats that are spread far and wide all around this country, all around the world. We saw so much spirit with this last season. I think it was wonderful to be able to honor Deborah Taylor with the award for Big Owl Hall, simply because she shared that Bobcat spirit and helped move it forward, which was just absolutely fantastic. And hopefully we can keep that spirit as we continue on. I did attend a Friends of Southwest Virginia meeting. They were at the Highlander Hotel this last week. And this is a group that's primarily charged with helping to move Southwest Virginia forward. They're looking to help reinvent local economies. They're looking to help with storytelling and tourism. Primarily, they have been focused around the Abingdon-Bristol area. If you know of the visitor center that's right there at Abingdon, it had been known as Heartwood for a long time. That's their home base. But they're working to move more to the New River Valley, which is a very good thing. They certainly have been a big part of Southwest Virginia, especially far Southwest. And I brought you all some stickers tonight, all my council members. You see this is the logo with the little shield, and it also has the music, the strings and the F-holes from a guitar or a mandolin. And this is really a push that's going on. We're hopefully going to see more cross-promotion between further Southwest Virginia and the New River Valley. That's very good news. With the new Hard Rock Casino and Hotel that will be opening up, that is going to have a huge amount of tourism gravity associated with it, as well as music and entertainment and all kinds of other things that will then resonate throughout much of Southwest Virginia. Here in the eastern portion of this area, we're looking at the New River Water Trail, we're looking at additional parts of the Crooked Road, working at what we can do. So some of the things that they brought up This is the 20th anniversary of the Crooked Road, and we are an affiliate location of the Crooked Road. We're not right on it, it's actually in Floyd, but I'm hoping we can make a little sidetrack that comes through Pulaski and Radford and back down to Floyd and include some of the music that takes place here. But there'll be some celebrations going on with the 20th anniversary. They're also working on some visual assets to help tell the story of our region. And that's a really important thing. If we can help tell the story of Radford, the New River Valley, Southwest Virginia, this encourages folks to come here not just to visit for a day or a week, but maybe make this their home, bring their business here, maybe grow for the future. And it's a real important thing. The other sticker that I gave you says Round the Mountain on it, and that is the Artisan Trail, which is an adjacent effort, but it is separate and something they work toward. This is about craftspeople and small manufacturing in Southwest Virginia. We have some folks here in the New River Valley that do these kinds of things that I think it would be great for them to connect more with the Artisan Trail. It'll help their business and to bring some of that here into the city, whether it's at the Welcome Center or at Glencoe Mansion. So there's some exciting things there, and I got some contacts to share. One last piece that I wanted to share before we break. On a regular basis, we meet with the Greater Montgomery County Liaison Group, and several of you. Bobby, you're the only one I haven't been able to get for a meeting yet, so I'm going to try to do that this year. We have a whole host of meetings once a month. Typically, it is the last Wednesday of the month, and I would love to continue our round robin of council members going because it is a great way to network with leadership from Montgomery County Public Schools, Blacksburg, Christiansburg, Montgomery County leadership, and just some of that group, since we have so much in common and so many needs we share. The next meeting is January 24th in Christiansburg. I don't have the location yet, but Bobby, if you're available, breakfast is on me and we'll go. Let me know. Okay, I will do. I will do that. And then February 28th, March 27th, I'll send you all the dates and we'll see where we can get everybody to go. The reason I bring this up is this is an important regional effort for us to work together as a team so that we are able to produce things as a valley and not just the city of Radford. We're not just on our own. We're a little different from Blacksburg and Dublin and Pulaski and Christiansburg. They're part of counties, and so they have a little bit bigger effort behind them in trying to do some of the things they do. Radford's kind of on its own, and so we have this great partnership in addition to some of the other partnerships that we have regionally. And that's really all I have. I want to say one last thank you to the electric department for the wonderful work they've done with the holiday lights. They look beautiful. We're going to leave a few of them up through the end of the month and the end of February as the light increases every day and to make things brighter, and we'll move forward from there. Our thoughts and prayers are with David and his family during this very challenging time, and we hope he'll be back with us here in a couple of weeks. We want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. Go Bobcats, go Radford. We're adjourned. Thank you all very much.